This is not dandruff. This is also not dandruff. This is dandruff. If you find that you have those tiny white flakes on your scalp that is often itchy to the point where you have to wake up at night to moisturize your hair, then this video is for you because that is not dandruff, but we're going to talk about what that is, how to treat your scalp, and what is causing this. Hello and welcome back to the channel. This is Tinuola. If you're just seeing this hot chocolate for the first time, hey, you're welcome. On this channel, I share valuable content, so please consider subscribing down below. Now, let's talk about scalp treatment, especially for dry scalp. So you have these tiny flakes on your scalp that whenever you moisturize it or you pour water on your hair, you find that the flakes disappear. But about 6 hours after, the flakes reappear again. Even when you use anti-dandruff treatments, you still see that you have flakes on your scalp. And most of the time, your scalp feels very tight, it feels dry, and it feels very itchy. You find yourself scratching your scalp so bad to the point where you're causing injuries on your scalp. Then that most likely, my friend, is a dry scalp. And this, like I said, doesn't have to be dandruff, because for those that have dandruff, it often presents as bigger flakes, which you can comb out, and it mostly happens to those with oily scalp. For dry scalp, it's different because you can't really comb out these flakes because they're so tiny and it feels like it's glued to your scalp. I know this firsthand because I have dry scalp. In fact, I've dealt with dry skin, dry scalp, anything dry from my head to my toe, all my life, so I understand what it means to have a dry scalp. There are a number of reasons why you might have dry scalp, so let's talk about that. The first on the list is for those that have dry skin as well. There's something called TEWL, which is transepidermal water loss. This term refers to a skin barrier where you're losing more water than you're retaining. So that could be a reason why you have dry scalp, because water can't stay. Even when you moisturize your hair, in the next 4 hours, your scalp is dry. There are ways you can go around this to retain more moisture in your scalp, in your skin, and we are going to discuss that shortly. Moving on to the next cause, which is still under having a damaged barrier, because remember that your scalp is also part of your skin. If you learn to view your scalp as part of your skin, then you understand that there are certain things that can damage your scalp. For example, heat. A lot of times we like to blow dry our hair, we like to do a lot of heat styling, which could add to damaging our scalp, the skin barrier right there. Other factors could be hairstyles that you do, a lot of tight hairstyles that are pulling on your hair, that could also affect your skin barrier. Or if you're using hair products that are irritating to your scalp, yes, your wigs and weaves come with certain chemicals that could affect your scalp, especially if you have a sensitive scalp. That could cause contact dermatitis, whereby your scalp is super irritated, sometimes it's red for those that have, lighter skin complexion. And you will just find that you're constantly itching your scalp, or you just feel uncomfortable and you just want to take off your wig or weave. Another common cause for dry scalp is your shampoos. If you're using shampoos that are irritating to your scalp, high fragrance shampoos, shampoos with sulfates, especially for those with sensitive dry scalp, like your scalp is sensitive and you shouldn't be using certain shampoos. We're going to talk about better options to use instead of those shampoos that are irritating your scalp and drying it out. Of course, the weather is another factor. If you live here in Canada, you would know that the weather is humid. There are just times in the year, for example, now that it's getting colder, I'm feeling like, I need to moisturize my scalp more often because my scalp is getting drier by the day compared to when we were in summer. For example, it wasn't as dry as now. So it depends on where you're living. It depends on the weather condition. Sometime in the year, you might find that your scalp is drier than other times in the year. So you just have to pay attention to these changes. Another reason we don't pay attention to is hard water. Yes, a lot of the houses we live in, especially in urban cities, have hard water. I know for a fact in my apartment, we have hard water, and that is why I drink a filtered water. Find that you have hard water in your shower, in your bathroom, you can use a filtration system, because at the end of the day, the hard water with you using shampoos that have sulfates will both contribute to drying out your scalp. And of course, we have dehydration. Maybe you're not drinking enough water. You're constantly dehydrated. That could add to your scalp being dry. Other skin conditions that contribute to dry scalp are eczema and psoriasis. If you deal with any of that, then there's a high chance you could also have a dry scalp. Also, if you have thick hair, African hair, and very thick natural hair like mine, low porosity natural hair, if you have that type of hair, very coily, then you are more likely to have a dry scalp compared to other people with finer hair texture or different hair curls. And the last reason could simply be that you have dandruff, also known as seborrheic dermatitis. Dandruff is not as common for those that have like dry skin because this organism loves moist hair. Those that have moisture in their hair, those that have oily skin, yes, they are more likely to have dandruff than those with dry skin. But on very few occasions, you can still see people that have dry skin have dandruff. So that could also be a reason why you have those white flakes. But once again, the focus of this video is not on flakes that come from dandruff, but on flakes that come from dry skin. Now that we know some of the common causes of those white flakes, how about the treatment? How can we treat a dry scalp? First thing you want to do is to consult a dermatologist. Yes, you need to consult a professional. If you feel like this is something that is really bothering you, I've listed some of the reasons why you could have a dry scalp here, but if you feel like you still don't have that clarity, you're not sure what it is, then definitely consult a professional because you want to rule out certain conditions that could be causing this. For example, in rare cases, people have skin cancer on their scalp. And if you feel like you see a lot of injuries on your scalp, you're feeling tiny bumps on your scalp, then this is a call for you to see a professional. The second treatment tip is to make sure you are washing your weaves and wigs. Yes, especially those new ones that you're bringing. When you buy a new wig and you buy a new weave, if you can, please wash it. Because if you put that on your scalp and you have a sensitive scalp, the chemicals and dyes that were added to make this hair, putting that on your hair and in contact with your scalp can further irritate it. I have experienced that firsthand, and I didn't even know that I had such a sensitive scalp up until I met that one wig that made me realize that nah, you gotta wash me first. So don't make that mistake. Third tip is for those that wake up at night having to moisturize their hair. This most likely is associated with the TEWL that we mentioned previously, which is your transepidermal water loss. So if you're losing a lot of water, especially at night, people lose water as we sleep. Yes. But make sure you have a humidifier in the house. If you have a humidifier, you will see a big difference. I've actually experienced this myself once again. I mean, I'm talking out of experience here. At first, I was waking up like 5 times at night to moisturize my hair. I couldn't sleep. It was so uncomfortable up until I started using a humidifier. This actually makes a big difference. Let's talk about hair care. So how do you wash your hair? I hope you're not washing your hair every week or like every other day, because that would only worsen your dry scalp. You can wash your hair twice a month. And what I mean by wash is you using a shampoo and, really washing off the dirt in your hair. That is not the same thing as you moisturizing your hair or pouring water on your hair. I hope we're clear on that. You can use a scalp treatment like this one before you shampoo your hair. Just put it on your scalp alone. But make sure you're going with a gentle shampoo. You can use like baby shampoos, or you can use shampoos. I really love this one from As I Am. I think that's the name of the brand. And that's what I've been using. It's a co-wash shampoo. It's so gentle on my scalp. It smells good. It's not super fragranced. I don't even think it has fragrance at all. And it has some ingredients you'll find in anti-dandruff shampoos. So you can also use anti-dandruff shampoos, especially if you feel like you have dandruff. That could also help. But make sure anytime you're using anti-dandruff shampoo, you're not putting it on your hair. You're putting your shampoo on your scalp. Because if you're putting it in your hair, for your anti-dandruff shampoo, it's going to dry you out. So keep that in mind. But for the co-wash shampoo, you can put it on your scalp, you can put it on your hair. It's fine, and I absolutely love it. Now, when you're washing your hair, you want to make sure you're doing it gently. Use the palm of your hands, not your fingers, to scrub your scalp, and do that gently. Please, let's be gentle with our skin, especially for those with sensitive skin or dry skin, because you don't want to break or further damage that barrier. Also, avoid using hot water in the shower. I know most of us love to use hot water running through our scalp. I get it, but that's going to further dry out your scalp. So you need a lukewarm water in the shower, not hot water. Next tip is to avoid scratching your scalp. I know it can get really itchy, but whenever that itch occurs, You can just grab a bottle of water, your spray bottle. You could even mix up some hair products like your leave-in conditioners, your oils. You can mix them up and spray them on your scalp. So use a spray bottle. You could use just water, or you could even use like a gentle face spray. I don't want to say this here, but like guys, I found myself sometimes using my face spray. But this is a very gentle face spray. It doesn't irritate me. I don't recommend it for everyone, but it just works sometimes for me. I remember when I used to wake up at night to moisturize my hair before I found out that I could actually be using a humidifier. This was what I would spray on my hair. Anyway, back to the main point. If you don't want to make a DIY hairspray, you could also get an affordable hairspray like this one right here. I think I have this on my Amazon storefront. Check the link down below in my description box. I have some of these products listed. And you also want to make sure you seal in the moisture in your hair within 5 minutes after wetting your hair. What I mean by that is when you wash your hair in the shower, or let's say it's a random day, you spray your hair with water or you pour water on your hair, what you're going to do is to layer your products. So immediately after putting water in your hair, you want the water to stay in your scalp. Right? You want to be able to absorb the water. You want it to stay there, especially for those that lose water quickly. So you're going to seal in the moisture, similar to how you seal in the moisture on your skin using an occlusive. We're going to do something similar to our scalp. So the next layer after water is to put in a leave-in hair conditioner. If you have a liquid hair conditioner like this, you can use it and just spray it into your hair. If you don't have a liquid hair conditioner and it's thicker, you can use an oil before using the conditioner. So the next layer is to add oils or butter on your scalp. Whatever works for your hair. You could use castor oil, coconut oil for some people. For those with oily scalp, definitely not coconut oil, but yes, for those with dry scalp, you could find coconut oil helpful because it's comedogenic. You could also mix up your oil. Like I said, I recently made the carrot oil, which you guys can check out the video in my channel. And yeah, I mix up my carrot oil with tea tree oil, essential oil, and some other oils, and just put it in my hair. Another good one is using butters. So you can make a DIY butter, or you could buy butters out there, hair butters. I use a DIY shea butter. I use it whenever I do my cornrows. It just works for me. So get yourself a good butter as well if you really need something to seal in that moisture. Remember, before I started using butters, I used to use Vaseline. So when I didn't have butters, I would use Vaseline. Guys, you don't want to be in a position where it feels like your scalp is about to break, like it's about to part away, break into two. This at night. I've used it in the past. I'll put it on my scalp whenever it feels like it's just going nuts. And please, for those that swim a lot, you definitely want to use a swimming shampoo after swimming. Yes, I'm going to also link this down below. It's all in my Amazon storefront, I think. Yeah, you need a swimming shampoo after swimming. These days, I find myself swimming like once a week or whatever. And, sometimes the swim cap you use doesn't cover your hair. So yes, it comes handy if you can use a swim shampoo, because that will take out all the chemicals. Those chlorine right there, not good for your dry, sensitive scalp. And for my beautiful hot chocolate ladies, please, whatever hairstyles you're doing, let it be one that you can still access your scalp. The reason why I'm saying this is because you want to be able to moisturize your scalp daily, preferably twice a day. If you can only do once a day, that's fine. But make sure you're moisturizing your scalp every day. And that means you doing hairstyles that would allow you to be able to access your scalp. What I have on right now is a V-part, which means after this video, I can take it off, go to bed with my cornrows, and I can still moisturize my hair. Other hairstyles I recommend are headband wigs, cornrows, of course, braids. Those hairstyles will allow you to access your scalp and massage it gently and also moisturize it. And when you're going to bed, try to use a silk pillowcase or a silk scarf or bonnet. I know it's not the easiest thing because it's not that comfortable. I get it. I'm with you on that. I can relate. But it's good when you can use it. So ladies, please do hairstyles that will allow you to access your hair and sleep with your hair without the wigs and weaves. Just allow your hair to breathe. don't suffocate it. It's our responsibility, you know? All right, friends, I think we've covered most of it when it comes to dry scalp, but let me know what you think down below. If you have any tips, any experience to share, because I feel like we don't talk about this enough. Most videos and conversations around flaky scalp is about dandruff, and not everyone has dandruff. Some of us have dry scalp. So I want to talk more about this. So please let me know your comments down below, questions down below. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up so more people can see the video. Share with 1 or 2 people you think might find it helpful as well. And please subscribe to the channel if you haven't. I will see you guys in the next one. But until then, keep shining. Bye. Check out this video.